All right, day 2 of our 90-day challenge. If you missed it before in our first episode, it's not too late to go back and listen to it as you're listening to our day 2. I'm going through the next 90 days, each day going to be giving some sort of talk or podcast where I talk over an area or a subject that is related to self-development or personal development. So that way I can improve my speaking skills as well as talking skills. So I can build the confidence in order to speak at events or in front of crowds, etc. And funny enough, it has to do with what I just said, has to do with our topic that we're talking about today. And I was excited to talk about this one, but also at the same time, I felt this responsibility to get it right because it's so crucial to each and every single person's life. And what I'm talking about today is belief, the power of belief, and how it builds confidence inside of oneself. It honestly, I can't think of a single person that has made it in life or that is successful. And I use successful not in the sense as monetary, right? Not everything's monetary. That someone can be successful in their relationship. They can be successful as a parent. They can be successful as a worker at their job, as well as someone being successful in the area of money. You know, we have these ideas and these pictures of what success is, and oftentimes we have it wrong. But that's not what today's about. Today we're talking about belief, right? I can think back to my childhood, and obviously everything's easier looking back in hindsight, to areas where I lost confidence in myself. And it's almost like a reverse effect, right? When you lose confidence, you lose belief, but as you begin to believe, you start to build confidence, right? It's just like catch 22. I'm almost like paradoxical in a sense. But I'm thinking back to when I was a child, and when I was in around 8th grade, from like 5th grade to 8th grade, really before then, baseball was our life growing up. Especially for me, that was our thing. We played baseball year round. I played a rec ball, I played school ball, I played travel baseball, tournament ball, anything that you could do baseball related, I was involved with it. And through the action of playing and practicing all the time, I started to develop this belief, like, I'm good at this. Like, I'm really good at pitching. I'm a really good catcher. You know, there was these little things I started to develop inside. And around that time, ironically, around 6th grade to 8th grade, my father was going through some personal things. He was dealing with some drinking issues. And thankfully, he was able to go get the help he needed for that. But I started to lose belief. You know, I started to lose confidence in myself because I stopped practicing as much when I was in like 8th grade or so. I stopped going and hitting at the batting cages. I stopped going to my private coach that I had. More so because my father was, you know, stuck in his own things at the time. Like, again, it happens. That's life. I'm not going to get caught up on all the things that he didn't do because there's a lot of stuff that he did do for me. And when I stopped doing the practice and I stopped putting in the work, ironically, I started to lose confidence. And when I started to lose confidence, I started to develop new beliefs around the area of baseball. So as 8th and 9th grade comes along, I'm starting to do high school baseball, right? You go into high school, I'm a ninth grader, I'm going through a lot of changes. And I started putting myself in the back seat. Knowing how to do it, I started doing it for other people. Even now, like I'm starting to get a little worked up as I'm talking about it, because no one was there to say like, "Hey dude, just believe in yourself. You got this." But this is how crucial beliefs are inside of our day-to-day lives. I didn't have anyone there to come and hold my hand and say, "Hey, you got this, dude. You can do it. You can do better. You just need to build up some confidence in yourself." Belief isn't just a feeling. It's like the roots of a tree. It's what holds us steady when things get challenging. And that's what I was lacking, or those roots, that foundation, that core belief of me being a good baseball player, right? Through not practicing, through not having the right coaching, through dealing with my own struggles at the house, I started to lose confidence. When I lost confidence, I started to develop new beliefs. And one of the new beliefs was I sit the bench. I'm just going to take the back seat. They're better than me. Yeah, these are common things that any high schooler is going to go through. It's not just specific to me. It's not just specific to my problems. Even in yourself right now, you may be going through stuff in your life, and because you haven't been showing up the same, because you haven't been doing the work quite like you used to, you've developed these new beliefs about who you are as a person that are just complete lies. And that's what I did, is I played down. I put myself on the bench. I got really mad. I'm not as good as the other people. Just these beliefs I start telling myself, right? And beliefs are nothing more than the story that you're telling. If you didn't catch that. Okay, what story are you currently telling yourself is also going to be what your beliefs are shaped through. Beliefs shape our reality. If you believe something is possible, your actions and mindset shift in a way that aligns with that belief. It becomes easier to take risk. It becomes easier to face challenges and keep moving forward when you're in the right foundation. And that's exactly what happened to me. Instead, I ended up telling myself, I don't like baseball. I hate this. This isn't something I'm good at. Right? Listen, at first it was, I'm good at this. I have the skill. I have the confidence. I am a good catcher. I am a good pitcher. To now I start doubting myself. And in the process of doubting myself, I start developing new stories when I'm starting to lose confidence. And now my story becomes, I'm not as good as everyone else. I'm not as tall. I'm not as fast. I'm not as strong. And listen to these things. Are you doing this inside of your own life right now? Or do you have the wrong foundations? What is the belief, the story that you're telling yourself of why you can or why you can't do something? It's like giving yourself permission to succeed by the belief that you're giving into yourself. And confidence comes through action. Confidence doesn't come from sitting around waiting to feel ready. Confidence is built through action. It's small steps that we take consistently. And this is something I love to talk about because I've experienced it firsthand in my life. Last year, I decided that, you know what, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week, and it doesn't matter, rain, snow, or shine, I'm going to go to the gym every single day. And now remember, I don't have the confidence built up through the actions that I've taken from a person who wasn't going to the gym at all. You can't just walk in and then all of a sudden have this rock solid confidence that you're going to be able to go 5 days a week. You may show up that first week and you may knock it out, but what happens when you are a little sore, or you pulled a muscle, or you didn't feel that good going, and you just say, hey, you know what, I'm just going to get to it tomorrow. right? It's confidence is built through action. It's the small things that we do consistently. So one of the lessons I always coach and tell people on is if you don't have confidence in yourself, build it. And don't try and just set these outrageous things. You got to build confidence, like a rapport with yourself, right? You don't just treat yourself like crap and then try and turn everything around the next day. No, it's a love process. You got to develop that relationship again. You don't just get it right the first time. Like, you got to take yourself out on a date. Like, think about courting yourself again, or taking yourself out on a date. If you were dating your future self right now, you got to make sure that you're wine and dining it, right? You don't just go first date, try and take it back home, unless it's that type of person. Okay. If it is, you might be shopping in the wrong area. But, and look, I'm not the person to be telling you how to live your life, in that area. Okay. Like, you do you. One day maybe you'll figure it out and say, that's not really for me. That's not the type of person I want to attract in my life, which it's going to happen. Hopefully it happens for you. If you're listening to this audio, it will. Anyways, I got so sidetracked just then. But yeah, it's a process. So what I did is I tried to go 5 days a week. 5 days a week. I fell flat on my face. Didn't work. So I came up with another game plan. I said, okay, well, 5 days a week is not going to do it for me, because I'm not the person who goes 5 days a week. I've never done it before. Why would I all of a sudden go from 0 to 100? So I said, okay, let's make this more reasonable. Let's make this more approachable. Let's make this something that, right, if you're setting the rules and the game to life, you got to set the game of life so that you can win. And that's goal setting in a nutshell. If you aren't the person who set goals before, and then all of a sudden you go set these crazy butt goals, then you got to make it more approachable. If it's, again, for me right now, I got to build confidence in myself, and to build confidence, I got to do it through actions. And this is a small thing that I can do. I can sit down every day, record something, whether it's perfect or not. Like right now, do I think the first half of this podcast was excellent? Heck no, I don't. Do I think this is the most clear and edified and blah say blah podcast I've done? No, I'm going to be 100% honest. Part of me, even right now, has wanted to hit the stop button and re-record this, if I'm being real with you, right? But I've committed to going through with this, so that's what I'm going to do. So what I did, going back to the gym analogy again, I set it to 3 days a week, and I started doing 3 days a week. And what I realized is, if I set an unrealistic time for 3 days a week, I wasn't going to do it, right? It seemed too big. Yeah, I shortened the days, but the time amount was still the bigger issue. So what I do again, I readjusted my goal. Catch that. So many times in building this confidence that you can do something, and building that belief up that you are capable of doing the thing that you set out to do, there's going to be a reapproach. You got to reapproach, reframe the thing in order to take a step in that direction. Again, so I stepped back for a third time. I said, okay, instead of going for 2 hours every single time, I got to make this something enjoyable for me to show up to. All right. So what did I do? I'm going to go 3 days a week for 20 minutes, regardless of how I feel. And even if all I do is just ride the Peloton for 20 minutes, I will feel good about myself, and I'm going to go home. So that's exactly what I did. And this lasted for a year. 3 days a week for a year. And y'all, it was the most incredible thing I've ever witnessed. Building confidence in myself. Because what happened was, I made the rules to the game more fun, more achievable, And I kept changing the approach until I got the results that I wanted. Next thing I know, I'm going 3 days a week. And the first week, I set a timer and I was strict with myself. I'm only going for 20 minutes for 3 days a week. As soon as the 20 minutes was up, no matter what I was doing, I left. Not because I couldn't do more, not because I didn't want to do more, but because I am building rapport with myself. I am building trust in myself that I can do the thing that I said I was going to do. Each time you take a step, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that you are capable. It is like stacking bricks to build a strong foundation. And we got to make sure that we are setting the game up in order for us to win. So let's say you're working on a new skill or goal. Start with something manageable. If you want to speak confidently, start by practicing in front of a mirror. Or like I'm doing right now, I'm sitting down, I'm just going to record an audio. I don't care if it's perfect. I don't care if I get 100% correct. I don't care if I fudge up words, mumble along the way. The point is not to be perfect. The point is not to get it right. It is the intention of I'm going to do this until I improve. Okay, and that's what I'm doing. Or you can speak to friends. Each step is going to add to your confidence. Soon, you're no longer scared of that skill or goal because you built the confidence in your ability to handle it. Again, it went from 5 days a week for an hour. And how can I start working on a goal if I've never been in that area before? If you're, again, this could apply to any person. And I'm beating the nail, over and over, the head of the nail. I'm not even sure what the freak I'm trying to say with that saying right now. But I'm sure I'm beating this over the head or beating a dead horse. But I just want you to please take this home with you today. If you have not done something before and you set this outrageous goal, you're going to have to change your approach. You're not going to get it correct the first time that you set out to do it. It's going to be a process of failure along the way. The most important thing that you can do is continue to show up and just ask yourself, how could I do this better? What could I try differently? This didn't work. Let me do something else. Went from 5 days a week, which I had never done, yet alone 3 days a week. I had never went to the gym consistently. So from a person who has never gone to the gym consistently, has never gone for hours at a time, setting a goal to go 5 days a week for an hour seems like quote unquote a small thing. But if you don't even love yourself or can trust yourself enough to go at all up until the point of you setting the goal, it would be outlandish and crazy of you to think that you can just all of a sudden go out and be able to do something like that. To 3 days a week for an hour, to 3 days a week for 20 minutes, to 3 days a week to 20 minutes, to if all I do is go and ride the Peloton for 20 minutes, then I won. Such a game changer. Organize the game so that you can win. And one of the biggest things that you can do is like developing this positive, I'm sitting here, I got too close to the mic again, is developing this positive inner dialogue. Your self-talk determines it's like a spark. I want to make sure I'm giving you the correct analogy for this, but your inner dialogue controls so much of your outcome of the day. You can tell yourself over and over again, I believe this is going to work. I believe I'm the person that can be happy. I believe I'm the type of person that can be sober. I believe I'm the type of person that can make $1 million. I believe I'm the type of person who can be faithful. I believe I'm the type of person that can be, like, we could go on and on about all the things that you think that you can do, that you just believe. But look, your inner dialogue is going to spark the fire of what you actually believe. Ooh, so good. Our self-talk is so powerful. Imagine if a friend spoke to you the way you sometimes talk to yourself when you're feeling low. And the thing is when you're talking negative to yourself, like, oh man, here we go again. I'm gonna suck at this thing. Not gonna be great at it. Yeah, I'm just messing up. I'm not any good. Like, even me, I'm being real with y'all right now. But even me starting this podcast, there's a couple of times, like, while I'm talking to you, my inner dialogue was like, oh, you sucked at that. You didn't get that right. But the moment that your inner dialogue matches your belief, you connect to that negative vibration. Our self-talk is so powerful. And again, like, if a friend talked to you the way that you talk to yourself at your lowest moments, would you consider them a friend? Probably not. It's the same with our self-belief. It starts with how we talk to ourselves. And this is something again, reflecting back to that baseball moment, right? I'm not good enough. I'm not as fast as them. I'm not as strong as them. I'm not as tall as them. I'm not as smart as them. Listen to my self-talk that was developing and contributing to my overall belief system. Your inner dialogue, honestly, I feel like has more to do with your belief system than just like fucking developing these beliefs at the end of the day. Like, it's all about how you talk to yourself. It wasn't until I got my self-talk right and someone got me. They said, like, bro, listen to yourself. Listen to how you're talking to yourself right now. Like, oh man, I can't stand this. I don't want to have to go in here. This is bull crap. I don't want to have to deal with this person. Blah, 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 this. I can't believe this. You are literally incanting negative energy, negative vibrations all around you. What do you think you're going to bring into your life if the only thing that you do is just say negative shit all day long? Nothing good. You're going to spark nothing. No, how can anything positive come from a negative place? I'm sure that someone could disagree with that. But for the purpose of what I'm saying, if I have crappy soil, how can I grow good fruit? If the ground that I'm trying to grow something from is complete crap, I've littered in it, I've treated it bad, I've neglected it, I haven't given it any sunlight, there's no nutrients in it, there's no worms, there's no bugs that crawl around in the area, and then all of a sudden I just want to go ahead and say, I'm changing this. I'm gonna plant something down in the dirt and it's gonna grow. No, it's not. It's not gonna grow. It's not. You're going to get what you're putting out. And if you're not taking care of that soil, aka your brain, by the self-talk that you're putting in, because all this does, your self-talk is your conscious going to a subconscious frame. It's filtering from the top down, baby. Everything that you say to yourself is going straight to your subconscious mind. And by the time you're 30 years old, that's solidified. Yeah, you can make some changes, but it's not that it's solidified and it's rock solid. It won't be able to change. It's going to be tougher to change. That's why it's so important to take action now to try and shake that stuff off of you. So yes, inner dialogue. So important. Again, I wish I would have had that sooner. Because of how bad I treated myself. I would just beat myself up for any freaking reason. Talk negative because I thought it was cool. Just because everyone else was doing it, being freaking pessimistic. No, it doesn't have to be like that. Every time a negative thought creeps in, I would challenge you to question it. Is it true? And even if it feels true, does it help you? Does this current thought serve the person that I want to be today? I had some stuff come up today that really shook. I have a belief of the person that I am, that I've been cultivating. And a test came along today. Just because I decided to get better doesn't mean that the world stopped turning. If the world's turning, stuff's going to come up. That's just life, baby. You got to take it for what it is. So some stuff came up for me today. And the whole time, like, these negative thoughts would pop into my head and say, does this serve me? Is this going to add value into my life? Is this something that I can even handle right now? Nope. Okay. Instead, I have to replace that thought with an affirmation. As silly as that is, replace it, plug and place. People think it's this complicated thing, but it's not. It's a plug and place type thing. You spot the negative thing, replace it with the positive thing. Say it enough times, I promise you're going to replace it. It could be as simple as I'm learning, or I'm capable of handling this. This shift in your language makes a huge difference. Remember, your inner dialogue literally shapes your reality. If I'm talking positive inside of myself and I'm talking positive outside of myself, odds are I'm going to be able to attract positive things into my life. We are nothing but a massive energy moving around this earth 24/7. And energy is going to attract like energy. That saying is so true. And again, that's one of those things I wish I would have understood when I was younger. You're going to attract the person that you are. Shift your language. Remember, your inner dialogue is shaping that thing called your reality. So choose words that build you up and not tear you down. So, as much as I hammered on what are some beliefs that you're forming, if there's anything that I hope you take away from today, is your inner talk and just building those small action steps. Because with confidence and the right self-talk, anything's possible. Then your beliefs will follow along beside that. The right self-talk and being able to take small actions and begin to trust yourself, your beliefs will soon match that, because you're going to start saying I did show up for myself. I am the type of person who shows up for myself on hard days. I am the type of person that rain or shine is going to show up to the gym. I am the type of person that, despite the hard day I'm having, I always love my partner. I am the type of person that shows up at work and I gives my best despite how hard it is. I am the type of person who doesn't give in to negative self-talk. And I'm not just saying I am statements followed by bullshit that's not going to back it up. Again, if I don't have fertile ground, I can't grow good stuff. So today, I want to challenge you to pick one limiting belief that you have about yourself. Write it down. Maybe it's, I'm not smart enough, or I'm too shy to be successful, or I'm not as good as my other coworker or the student beside me. I'm not a great test taker. I'm not great with finances. I'm not a great partner. I'm not great at sports. I'm not great at lifting weights. I'm not great at showing up. I'm not great at waking up on time. All these fucking things that are holding you back, I want to help you break. Write them suckers down. There's some stuff that's already popping into your mind that I want you to write out. Now, write under that thing, that belief. Write a new empowering belief. I am learning every day and getting better. I have valuable ideas to share. I show up consistently at work and do my best. I am the type of person who shows up 3 days a week and gives it my best. I am the type of person that will ride the Peloton every single day. I am the type of person who is getting better every single day at taking tests. I am the type of person who has room for improvement. I am the type of partner who shows up on my hardest day to love them. I am. Write down that new empowering belief underneath the old one, so that not that you're just going to plant a new idea in the same shit. Excuse my language, but I'm just going to say it like it is. This stuff honestly works me up a little bit, because I know people hold themselves back every single freaking day because the process is given to them, but given to them in the wrong freaking order. Like, even myself, like, I'm going through the 1, 2, 3 ideas that I'm supposed to share today. And it started with beliefs, then actions, and then inner dialogue. But honestly, this mother is wrong too, dude. Like, it's inner dialogue, then actionable steps, then creating a new belief. But we got to have a waypoint. So we're going to write down the belief we want to aim towards, but we're not going to limit ourselves just to that one belief. We're going to adapt until we thrive. Not adapt to survive, but adapt till we thrive. Okay? So every morning this week, look at this new belief and say it to yourself with conviction. And then align yourself with positive self-talk. That is number 1 right there. Again, walk away with that and action. Those are the 2 most important things. Yeah, the belief that you write out on the card is important, but I'm telling you, the inner dialogue that matches that belief is so freaking important. Please take that with you right now in this moment. It's going to feel strange at first, but over time, you're going to feel the shift. You got this. Catch your self-talk this week. Have that belief, affirm it to yourself every single morning. Again, it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel uncomfortable. And there's going to be times that you're going to say, this shit isn't working. I understand. I've been there. I've done it. I've been through the process myself. And there's also times that I felt like, hey, is this crap even working for me? But it's through the process, guys. It's through the process, guys and girls, that we start to develop this. And have your waypoint, your belief. Check your self-talk at the door, right? How are you talking to yourself? Not like, you are so strong and confident, Connor. But no, catch your inner dialogue about how you're talking about everyday stuff. Oh, this freaking person's coming over to me again. No, slap yourself on the hand. That's not right, dude. I gotta go over there today and see my in-laws. No, pop yourself on the hand. Change your self-talk. And then again, line up some action, some small action, not mass, like this crazy, unattainable, unachievable thing. Look, again, no one's going to come give you a blueprint of how to play this game, yet better yet, how to win this game. And that's what I'm trying to help you with today. Let's help you in this moment frame the game so that you can win. It's not this complex, complicated thing. You can do this. Start small, make it attainable, make it achievable, and start to build that trust in yourself that you are capable of doing the damn thing. All right? You freaking got this. You got this. All right. So let's recap what we talked about today. Talked about the empowering belief. And honestly, that fires me up a little bit. I hate I even started off like that. So if you listen this far in the podcast, congrats. You're a freaking trooper. You rock. Thank you. And I hope you're fired up too, right? Because this is stuff that we just beat ourselves up on every single day. And this is one of those small 1% things that you can do to really change your life. We talked about building self-confidence through our actions, right? Not these crazy actions, building some small actions and be able to adapt and change and reprogram the game so that you can win. And then we're checking our inner dialogue at the door. Catch yourself as often as you can. How are you talking to yourself in the morning? How are you talking to yourself about your friends? And don't beat yourself up when you fucking get it wrong. Excuse my language again, but I'm just going to be cut and dry with you right now. Don't beat yourself up. Look, how can you be the same person for 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years sometimes? And then all of a sudden, one day, you're just going to turn around and change it and expect to get it right the next day? No, you're not. You're not going to get it right the next day. Don't beat yourself up. Have some grace. Love yourself. It's just you got you, okay? Yeah, you got people around you, but look, you're the person that's got to sleep with yourself every single night. You got to get up every single morning, put your pants on. You got to tuck yourself in bed, and you got to get in the car and drive yourself there. No one else. It's just you in your driver's seat. Freaking love yourself through it. Understand that this is a process. This isn't just an outcome, right? Yeah, we look to get to an outcome one day, but this is a dang process. Okay. Self-belief isn't something that is going to happen overnight, but this journey is worth taking. Start small, take action, and remember that every step you take strengthens your foundation. As you build belief, you're building the life that you truly want. So, thank you for tuning in today. I seriously appreciate anyone that even listened this far. Especially like me working through this. Like, this wasn't to be perfect. It's not. I know I'm going to mess up and stumble. Like, I'm not even really completely happy with the beginning of how this started. I'm going to be honest. I wasn't even in the best mood before I sat down to record this. Like, let me keep it real with you. Again, if you're this far, you're a real one. So I'm going to keep it real with you. I wasn't even in the best freaking mood sitting down to record this thing, man. I had to sit down and do some meditation for like 30 minutes. I sat there and listened to some handpan music, put on my sleep mask, and had to sit down and meditate because like I was just not in the right place to do this. But I appreciate you so much for showing up with me as we go through this journey. And this is just day 2. And there's just so much that I'm pulling out of myself. Like, I'm having to work through stuff, like frustrations of when I would usually hit the stop button and re-record. When, like, I'm just recording these and dropping these episodes. I'm not even clipping them up, not editing, none of that bullcrap. This is just me raw recording this thing, putting it on a video slide that says day 2, and I'm dropping this sucker on YouTube. I'm not even trying to get the perfect time, right? Like, if I set a rigid time, I'm making the game too unachievable. What if I'm not in the mood during that time? What if I've had a shitty day? What if I'm trying to reground myself? What if I'm busy with what, right? This is 100% the real me. This is how I am with everyone. This is how I talk. If I'm making the game too hard for myself to do this 90-day challenge, I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. So I'm making the game for me to win. But I hope to see you next episode if I haven't scared you off with my harsh language. Yes, I can be a little intense, but that's me. These are the qualities that I love about myself. If I had someone to come and talk to me like this when I was younger, gosh, it would have made such a big difference. Such a big difference. And I hope to do that for you. We're going to dive deep into our next episode. I don't know what it is, or else I give you a teaser. But until then, keep believing in yourself. Love yourself. It's just you. You got to deal with yourself when no one else is around. Love yourself. Don't be so hard. You want to improve? You're doing it. Stop beating yourself up. You're stronger and more capable than you could ever imagine. I heard one time that we have enough energy inside of one of our cells to power a city, or inside of our body to power a small city. What is it that you think you're really capable of? Unimaginable. All right, love y'all. I will catch you on day 3. It's been real. Peace.